Such a full room as we come together to celebrate our students' academic achievements. My name is Shana Webster. I serve the college as one of the Associate Deans in Academic Affairs. I focus on student success and transformative experiences. This morning, we come together to celebrate 6 out of our 7 honor societies. Theology will be online later this afternoon, or this evening, I should say, to celebrate the wonderful accomplishments of our online students. I'd like to invite Catherine Russell up to provide an invocation for our ceremony. Catherine?
Good morning, everyone. As we begin together in prayer, I invite us all to just take a minute and call to mind that God is present all around us. And may God be with each of us as we join together in prayer. God of love and mercy, we thank you for this moment, a moment to gather as a community, as a family of students, educators, family, and friends. A moment to give thanks for the excellent work of professors, mentors, and administrators, and students. A moment both to single out and recognize the accomplishments of our students and their extraordinary commitment to excellence, and a moment to celebrate what we still have yet to achieve, to give, to learn, and to become in the world as we strive every day to work for justice and always love our neighbors as ourselves. As we honor these students today at their moment of welcoming to the honor societies recognized here, we acknowledge that they are joining a community of extraordinary scholars and lifelong learners. We ask that you send your spirit upon these students, let them enjoy their learning and take delight in new discoveries. Help them use their knowledge in loving service to others and lift up those with greatest need. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Catherine. I'd like to invite Dr. Michelle Lauren up for our History Honor Society induction. Dr. Lauren?
Good morning. Welcome. On behalf of the Alpha Xi Omicron chapter of Phi Alpha Theta, I would like to welcome you to our initiation of new members. Today we'll be celebrating the achievement of those students who have excelled in their study of history. With us today are the new members, their friends and family, and others from the St. Joseph's College who value the pursuit of historical knowledge. And click. There we go. Phi Alpha Theta is a national honor society in history. It was organized at the University of Arkansas in 1921, and since then has grown to more than 970 chapters and 50,000 members nationwide and actually also internationally. The membership of Phi Alpha Theta is composed of students and faculty who have been elected to membership on the basis of excellence in the study of writing and history. It is highly democratic, however, in that any student of history may become a member simply by maintaining a high standard of work in his or her studies. In other words, you don't have to be a history major or minor to be a member of Phi Alpha Theta. In addition, all the members participate in the work and direction of the society. Phi Alpha Theta is a professional society which promotes the study of history through the encouragement of research, good teaching, publication, and the exchange of learning among historians in a variety of ways. It seeks to bring students and faculty together, both intellectually and socially, for a mutual understanding and encouragement in their common interest in the study of history. Yes. So, as new members, you will be expected to live up to the ideals of Phi Alpha Theta, keeping in mind the 3 important forces that are contained in the words philia, anthropos, theos, love, humanity, God, right, which are also the initials of the Greek letters of our association, Phi Alpha Theta. Among the valuable lessons that may be learned from the study of history and the ideals of the society are the spirit of respect, which fosters a sincere regard for the rights of each individual; belief in the community of all persons, which renders abhorrent all ideas that tend to foment national hatreds, racist and sexual discrimination, or any form of injustice; belief in the community of all persons, which renders abhorrent all ideas, I guess I repeated that. The need for historians to search for truth and to accept the responsibility for making decisions in terms of their meaning for others and for, as well as for themselves. The symbols of Phi Alpha Theta have been inspired by important symbolism throughout history, which you'll see in the logo, as it were, of Phi Alpha Theta. You have two joined triangles, and in the corners of each of the triangles, you have prognos, meaning parenthood, psyche, meaning the spirit of life, logos, meaning reason, and that stands for the divine and the universal in human existence and its influence on human existence. And then you have A standing for Haima, Ipsilon standing for Hydor, and Psyche again, spirit, which is the human element in our collective experience. Together, they form a six to stand for beauty, charm, and fervency stand for beauty, charm, and fervency of purpose. The official colors are known as Madonna red and Madonna blue, and they stand for the lifeblood of humanity and the heavens, the divine. So I'd like to, at this point, introduce our inductees for this academic year of 2023 to 2024. As I read your names, could you come forward and stand before the stage here? So we have Rebecca Burke, class of 2026. Andrew Carroll, class of 2025. Jacob Gilmore, class of 2026. Matthew Murphy, class of 2025. And Christian St. Hilaire, class of 2025. And so I repeat, if you would like to face me as I give you, well, it's not the oath of office, but the oath of induction, right? I will repeat those invaluable lessons that may be learned from the study of history and the ideals of the society. The spirit of respect, which fosters a sincere regard for the rights of each individual. The belief in the community of all persons, which renders abhorrent all ideas that tend to foment national hatreds, racial and sexual discrimination, or any form of injustice. The need for historians to search for truth and to accept responsibility for making decisions in terms of meaning for others as well as for themselves. Do you accept the challenge of striving to live up to these ideals of Phi Alpha Theta? Yes. Very good. Upon that affirmation, I hereby declare you members of the Phi Alpha Theta National Honor Society. And you may come forward and accept your certificate and the red rose, which is the symbol of the society, together with your honor cords that you would wear as part of your regalia when you graduate. So Regan Burke, You come forward. Just go that way. Goes that way. And Andrew Carroll. Christian St. Hilaire. Congratulations. Jacob Gilmore. And Matthew Murphy. And that concludes the history portion of the induction two honor societies today. Thank you for your attendance and welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Lauren. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Galligan up for our English induction.
Chelsea, and I don't know, Taylor, if you're here, can you make your way down, please? No, you gotta get up on stage. You notice she asked, she knows me too well, right? Literature and writing, and to foster literacy in all aspects of the discipline of English. With over 850 chapters in large and small, public and private, colleges and universities in the U.S. and abroad, Sigma Tau Delta is the most active honors organization in our field and one of the largest members of the Association of College Honor Societies. Today, I have the honor of bringing before you and our chapter the newest members of the Alpha Psi Chi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, Chelsea Welsh and Taylor Owen. Candidates, upon careful examination of your academic accomplishments in the field of English in recognition of what you have already done, and in hopeful anticipation of what you will continue to do, I have presented you to this assembly. Each of you is a person of good scholarship who exhibits enthusiasm for English literature and the English language. Having been presented, are you ready to take upon yourself the honors and obligations of membership in the Alpha Psi Chi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta? If you are ready to do so, answer, I am ready for membership. I never know what I'm going to do if somebody doesn't do that. Only persons of high scholarship in English are admitted to this fellowship. And I have to put a personal note here. These are the two of the best students I have ever had in my gazillion years of teaching. To complete your induction into the Alpha Psi Chi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, I will give you your certificate, and there is a pin coming, but they didn't send me the second one, so I'll find it. Typical English people, right? We're not so good with the details. And the gift from me, which is a Sigma Tau Delta medal that is worn over your robe in graduation. So, Chelsea, make sure I get that one. Okay. I now declare you to be members in full standing of the Alpha Psi Chi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta. In recognition of your commitment to the values of Sigma Tau Delta, please affirm your membership by repeating after me. I shall endeavor to advance the study of the chief literary masterpieces, to encourage worthwhile reading, to promote the mastery of written expression,
promote the mastery of written expression
and to foster a spirit of fellowship
and to foster the spirit of fellowship
among those who specialize
among those who specialize
in the study of English language and literature,
in the study of English language and literature,
ever keeping in mind our motto,
ever keeping in mind our motto,
sincerity, truth, design.
sincerity, truth, design.
Henry David Thoreau once said, "It takes two to speak the truth, one to speak and another to listen." As members of Sigma Tau Delta, you understand the importance of communication, the value of listening, and the significance of expression. You have proven yourselves capable of comprehending the English language and of pursuing the truth in works of literature and in your own creative expressions of poetry or prose. Being a member of the society and the English community as a whole requires that you continue these efforts and prepare yourselves to take into the world the truths you have found here, sharing with others your joy and appreciation of our discipline. Truth cannot exist in a vacuum. Like art, it must be shared to be understood. In honor of your accomplishments and in anticipation of what I know are going to be very bright futures, we end this ceremony with these words by Emily Dickinson. Please commit them to yourselves as you grow in our society, in our community, and in our mutual dedication to a life of letters. We never know how high we are till we are called to rise. And then, if we are true to plan, our statures touch the skies. Congratulations.
Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Emmy Guy up for our criminal justice induction.
Good morning. I'm going to ask our chapter officers to join me here on stage, Brooke, and our new members to kind of wait over here. We have a bit of a script that comes from our national headquarters. So we're going to induct our new members first, and then we're going to award our honor cords to our graduating seniors afterwards. So it's an honor to welcome the candidates of the Pi Epsilon Rho chapter of Alpha Phi Sigma, the National Criminal Justice Honor Society. As chapter advisor, I welcome you to this initiation ceremony held on your behalf. Before we begin the Honor Society, please listen thoughtfully to these words.
You should know that the Alpha Phi Sigma membership is not only a recognition of past exemplary conduct, but it must also be a constant inspiration to the finer and nobler living in the future. You should know that Alpha Phi Sigma membership is not only a recognition of past academic achievement and loyalty to all good works, but that it must also be a constant inspiration to unselfish service to the Honor Society and to St. Joseph's College, and to your criminal justice vocation. Membership in Alpha Phi Sigma should be a lifelong reminder that if greatness is to be achieved, one must serve.
You should know that Alpha Phi Sigma membership is not only a recognition of past accomplishments, but that it must also be to you a constant inspiration to spend the rest of your days climbing higher and yet higher, ever remembering that the longest span of human life is too short for the completion of the tasks that lie ready at our hands. An essential part of the success of Alpha Phi Sigma honorary idea is the determination to maintain consistent and high standards of criminal justice academic recognition. This determination led to the establishment of Alpha Phi Sigma chapters at colleges and universities across the country. On March 21st, 1976, in Dallas, Texas, the Executive Board of the Academy of Criminal Justice Sciences, the National Criminal Justice Professional Association, voted unanimously to designate Alpha Phi Sigma the National Criminal Justice Honor Society.
For 80 years, since 1942, Alpha Phi Sigma, through its many chapters located throughout the country, has provided leadership for the criminal justice profession by following 4 ideals. The 4 blue candles represent each ideal. As each candle is lit, it will signify that these 4 ideals will continue shining brightly throughout St. Joseph's College Pi Epsilon Rho chapter. Our officers are going to light the candles. And then read your bit. Yeah.
Okay. With the lighting of the Academic Excellence Ideal candle, it will signify that the Pi Epsilon Rho chapter will continue to encourage research in the dissemination of that required knowledge to members of the criminal justice profession by promoting academic excellence through the recognition of scholarship.
With the lighting of the Leadership Ideal candle, it will signify that the Pi Epsilon Rho chapter will continue to provide leadership for the criminal justice profession by assisting in the development of professional and ethical leadership among students and practitioners.
With the lighting of the Service Ideal candle, it will signify that the Phi Epsilon Rho chapter will continue to promote more efficient and effective criminal justice practitioners by providing opportunities for student participation in community, professional, and university service.
With the lighting of the Unity candle, it will signify that the Pi Epsilon Rho chapter will continue to inspire a just pride in the academic criminal justice field by encouraging greater communications and comradeship among Alpha Phi Sigma members and the criminal justice profession.
Candidates, you have heard these words. You've heard in these words the great unchanging ideals upon which our honor society is founded. If you are willing to accept the lofty ideals, the sense of devotion, and the spirit of aspiration represented in Alpha Phi Sigma, please respond, "We are." In keeping with the traditions of the hard work and personal sacrifice required to achieve scholastic excellence, outstanding leadership, service, and unity, the Pi Epsilon Rho chapter of Alpha Phi Sigma at St. Joseph's College publicly recognizes the selected students as outstanding. All of the candidates must be recommended by the chapter advisor, that's me, and be of high moral character with high academic achievement. These candidates rank in the top 35% of their class, are of exemplary character, display leadership in campus, community, and professional life, demonstrate educational leadership, and are dedicated to the American democratic ideals and to the ideals of Alpha Phi Sigma. Therefore, be it resolved that these St. Joseph's College candidates have achieved these high standards and are presented for membership into the Alpha Phi Sigma. The hard work and personal sacrifice required to achieve these high standards deserve recognition. As I call your name, come forward to be accepted into Alpha Phi Sigma. You will proceed to receive the Alpha Phi Sigma pin, sign the chapter's registration book as your commitment to the ideals of Alpha Phi Sigma, and receive the certificate and the oath that you'll then read. Alexander Greslick. Bridget will help you. Macy Carver. Natalie Abe. Did I say it right? How do I say it? Obie. I'm so sorry. Natalie Obie. Haley Jackson. And I don't think I see us. Joseph Duggan? He's not here? Couldn't make it. I'll give this to him later. All right, if you would all now please read the, together read the paper that you've been given. Somebody has to start.
This is a
presence of our Creator and of the Alpha Phi Sigma chapter here assembled, I do hereby solemnly promise to uphold the ideals and traditions and submit myself to be governed by the Constitution and by laws of the Alpha Phi Sigma Honor Society, and to support liberal service, the local and national officers, and to hold with confidence the mission of this honor society.
Welcome to Alpha Phi Sigma. Juniors can also go sit. As I said, now we just have the honor cords for our graduating seniors. Bridget Collins. And Brooke Patsiadlo. And Matt Tybalt couldn't be here because there's a baseball game, so I'll give him his later as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Emigai. I'd like to now welcome Dr. Nina Edelji, who will be performing our psychology induction. Oh, what's that?
We need the psychology majors.
Yes, can the psychology students make their way down, please?
Come up here, please.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. You can face me. It's okay. Student inductees, family members, friends, colleagues, welcome. I'm the faculty advisor for our Psychi chapter at St. Joseph's College. We're here today for a very special purpose, to induct our outstanding students into Psychi, the National Honor Society in Psychology. Students, you can turn, acknowledge your family, your friends, your professor, who have assisted you along the way, please. You can clap, it's okay. Inductees, you and I are now colleagues, you know that, right? In some sense. You are part of an elite club, the largest national honor society in the United States. Our chapter was founded in 2006, and in the last 18 years, we have only inducted 128 students. That is an elite club indeed. So on behalf of Dr. Schoenfeld, Dr. Susan Mangan, and myself, congratulations to you, our newest members. You should be so proud of this achievement. A little about Psychi. Psychi was founded in 1929 with the mission of recognizing, encouraging, stimulating, and maintaining excellence, as well as advancing the science of psychology. It serves two major goals: to recognize academic accomplishment of students and to nurture the spark that encourages creative development in the field. The mission of Psychi is recognizing and promoting excellence in the science and application of technology. The name of the organization represents two Greek words, and Dr. Lauren already talked about the first one, psyche and kairos. Psyche suggests scholarship and enrichment of our minds, and kairos stands for fellowship and research. By joining this organization, we work together for achievements in our field through observation, logical and critical thinking, and open-mindedness. Inductees, with respect to the association with our local chapter of Psychi, we as members have a right to expect you to attend meetings, to participate in programs, to further the cause of psychology on campus, to adopt the role of loyal alumni in the years ahead. You have heard the aims and ideals of Psychi. Do you, as students in the field of psychology, accept its purposes and goals as your own? If so, say I do. Very good. Acceptance into Psychi is evidence of your academic excellence, which is achieved through hard work, persistence, effort, motivation, many sleepless nights, and a devotion to learning in college. It means putting in your all, yes, even when you're bored, you're tired, unmotivated to do a task and to complete it. These qualities will serve you well as you continue your college career or in your future endeavors. The students before us have demonstrated outstanding performance in the field of psychology during their tenure at St. Joseph's College. They've proven to be excellent leaders and have maintained high academic standards, and we are very proud of you. At this time, Chelsea Welsh, senior psychology major, who was just inducted into Sigma Tau Delta, will be reading your name and your bio. Please come up and get your certificate, your pin, and sign the book.
All right, hi everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Our first inductee this morning is Heather Darby. Heather is a current sophomore here at SJC. She is a psychology and criminal justice double major, and after graduating, she plans to continue her education at graduate school studying forensic psychology. She's also a part of the volleyball team here at St. Joe's. Our next inductee is Annie Fry. Annie is a sophomore, and she's a double major in social work and psychology. She plans to graduate in 2026 and become a licensed social worker after graduation. Up next is Hannah Goslin. Hannah is a sophomore, and her major is psychology. After she graduates, her plan is to go to graduate school to further her education, and she's also on the softball team here at St. Joe's. Our next inductee is Brianna Jalbert. Brianna is from Lewiston, Maine. She is a senior, double majoring in psychology and social work and minoring in criminal justice. She plans on going to graduate school to get her master's in social work. Up next is Brandon Leisure. Brandon is a junior English secondary education major, and he plans to become a high school English teacher after he graduates. Our next inductee is Celia Melanson. Celia is a sophomore psychology and community leadership double major with a minor in exercise science. She's a member of the women's lacrosse team, a peer mentor, an orientation leader, and a member of the campus activities board. Up next is Jocelyn Skane. Jocelyn is a junior exercise science sports performance major with a minor in psychology. She plans to graduate in 2025 and move on to get her master's in exercise science. Our next inductee is Hannah Talon. Hannah is a senior who is majoring in exercise science sports performance with a minor in psychology. When she graduates, she will be pursuing her master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. Up next, we have Brianne Warren. Bree is in her fourth and final year of her undergraduate degree. She is a double major in psychology and social work and plans on pursuing a career in the field following graduation. She plans to continue her education and get her master's in social work, but is focusing on gaining experience first. Our next inductee is Maya Warriors. Maya is a sophomore psychology major, and she plans on attending graduate school after graduating from St. Joe's. And last but not least, we have Brea Whitman. Brea is a first-year student here at SJC. She's a nursing major with a psychology minor. After graduation, she plans to work as a nurse in the psych unit, and she will eventually return to school to become a psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations. And this concludes the psychology part of the induction ceremony. And if we can just take a group picture, that might be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Edelji. Next, I'd like to invite our Delta chapter members up to the stage for our induction. Delta Epsilon Sigma is a national honor society that was established in 1939 for students of Catholic universities and colleges in the United States. In order to be eligible for membership in the society, candidates must have a record of outstanding academic accomplishment, be committed to intellectual activity, and understand and accept their responsibility of service to others. Could I have our newest Delta members make their way down to the front, down here, please? Megan?
Thank you, everyone, for coming today. It means a lot that everyone's here to support our students and our new members. Each of us has been born with different abilities, and as unique as we are, we have all been called to go outside of ourselves and use those talents given to us. Our responses to the call will be different, yet we must always give according to what we have been given. This afternoon, we come together to recognize certain individuals. The members whom we honor today have demonstrated that they are capable of great academic achievement and thus also of hard work. To them, more has been given, of them, more is expected. The excellent person is distinguished by the acceptance of greatest personal demands. These individuals recognize the great challenge that is theirs. The world of service is now in their hands.
I present to you the candidates seeking admission to Delta Epsilon Sigma.
Have they fulfilled the requirements for membership?
They have. The choice has been guided by the purposes of society and a sincere desire to obtain the best possible membership of persons devoted to scholastic achievement and the corresponding responsibility of service to others.
In a democratic society wherein persons of like pursuits, abilities, interests, or convictions freely band together for mutual support and encouragement, it is fitting that there be a national association constituted of selected individuals who have a record of outstanding scholastic achievement and who have promoted intellectual life. Membership in Delta Epsilon Sigma will be at once a distinction earned by past achievements and a stimulus to future intellectual work. You are a national group of men and women whose motto, signified by the letters Delta Epsilon Sigma, may be taken to mean, it is the mission of a wise person to put things in order. Wisdom is the perfection of knowledge. A wise person has put order into knowledge, who discriminates between the true and the false, who appraises things at their proper worth, and who can then use this knowledge, along with the humility born of it, to go forward to accept the responsibilities and obligations which this ability imposes. We now ask you to affirm the principles for which Delta Epsilon Sigma stands.
One who loves wisdom knows that it can only be gained through long and persevering labor. Do you seek wisdom through such labor? One who truly loves wisdom desires that all men and women share in the gifts that wisdom brings. Do you seek to use wisdom for the sake of humankind?
We do. We now welcome you into this society of distinguished students, graduates, and faculty who have enjoyed the privileges and accepted the challenges offered to them. We feel confident that you too, by your influence, service, and example, will help to effect a synthesis of religion, morality, and knowledge. With these certificates, we signify that you are duly enrolled as a member of Delta Epsilon Sigma. The seal of this society bears the Greek letters Chi Rho, the first two letters of the word Christ, and a lamp that shines in the darkness of an unbelieving world.
Okay. The candidates will now come forward as their names are called to receive their certificates. First, Shauna Clark. Cassidy Collins. Zachary Creekmore. This next one is an online student, but we still want to recognize him, Michael Foster. Rachel Gardella. Erica Irvin. Drew Matthew. Grace Moroso. Abigail O'Brien. Abigail Savigny. Julia Snow. Dimitri Southworth. Lillian Sween. Sophia Vijay. And Michael Warren.
Now for our honorary inductees. For their outstanding service and continued academic excellence while working at SJC, we would like to recognize Carly Efron. Dr. Emily Lesher. For their outstanding service and continued positive impacts on our campus community, we would like to recognize President Joe Cassidy. Dr. Monique LaRocque. Our own Holly Sanborn. And lastly, Sean Sheehan. At this time, I'd like to invite Professor Dodge from our business department. Okay, sorry. Okay, this will conclude Delta.
Now I would like to invite Professor Dodge to come down for the business induction. I don't know if anyone wants a picture of that before I change it.
Well, while my colleagues are setting up, I'll start us off. Hi, I'm John Keneally, and I am the chair of the business department. Thank you. I wasn't going for the applause, but thank you. These are my colleagues. From your left to right, Professor Lori Murphy, who teaches human resources management and also management courses. Next to Professor Murphy is Dr. Dan Leland, who, like me, teaches management and marketing courses. Next to him is Professor Rick Dodge, who teaches mainly accounting courses, but some management as well. And finally, last but not least, Dr. G, Tony Gerlando, who teaches finance courses and international business courses. So we'll be doing the presentation as sort of a team. So first of all, can we have our business inductees come down to the front of the room, please? And thank you. I'd like to say a little bit about our people who are here. Most of them are, well, all of them are juniors and seniors. And when I think of our junior and senior class this year, and that applies to these wonderful human beings, but also the rest of you, these are people who came here at the beginning, at the onset of a horrible time when we were going through the coronavirus and living with COVID. And so for the seniors, for their first couple of years here, we only saw them from the nose up. And so they went through some really tough times, and they persevered, and you know, certainly the ones who were inducted in this honor society, as well as all of them today, are the ones who not only survived but also thrived in these challenging times. And so we thank you, most especially the senior class who came here at the outset of the pandemic, but also the junior class who came here in the heart of the pandemic. So we thank you all, and we honor you all, not only the ones who are here, but also the rest of you in the audience. And we thank you for persevering, and we honor you for your resilience. So with that, I would like to turn the mic over to Professor Dodge to lead us through the ceremony.
Thank you, Professor Keneally. I appreciate that. And also to Dean Webster for organizing this event. We appreciate all that. Good. What we're going to do today is we have our agenda. And basically, it's going to consist of the rites of induction. The actual Sigma Beta Delta organization is a national organization. By these folks taking the challenge, if you will, to be members of the organization, is something that they will be entitled to have for the rest of their life. Certainly looks very good on their resume, and it's certainly very good for networking, because as we all know, networking is a very important piece of the whole job picture here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and as a group, we're going to have the inductees stand and recite, where appropriate, the induction ceremony, if you will. After that, we're going to call up the inductees individually, and we'll have different professors give each one their certificate and kind of bring them into the organization itself. At the end, we'll then go ahead and we have obviously certificates and pins and things of that nature for each one. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then finally, Professor Keneally will go ahead and we have some cords, if you will, that each student has received, and they can certainly wear them at graduation to, when they do graduate, to show that they're a member of our organization itself. So have all the inductees received their pledges, their sheets? Okay, good. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to read through this, and presiding officer is me. So as I ask you different things, the candidates are going to reply with the written message. Is that clear? Everyone seen that? Okay, good. So let me start over here. First of all, do you desire to be admitted into Sigma Beta Delta? If so, say I do. Based on your academic achievements in business, management, and administration, you have been invited to membership in the Sigma Beta Delta. We are honored to have you join this society that encourages and recognizes scholarships and accomplishments among students of business, management, and administration, and encourages and promotes aspirations towards personal and professional improvement in a life distinguished by honorable service to humankind. The principles of Sigma Beta Delta are presented by three Greek words, the initials of which form our name of our society: Sigma, Beta, and Delta. Hear now what Sigma means to each of us. Sigma is the initial letter of the Greek word Sophia, which means wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge gained over time, analyzed and used with discernment. Wisdom is not merely informational, but allows one to acknowledge information, considers its validity and relevance, and then incorporates into one's own life what is appropriate. The wise person realizes the importance of continual learning and accept the challenges to do so and to gain a more complete understanding of new knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge applied. The wise person seeks to apply knowledge to benefit humankind. As a member of Sigma Beta Delta, I challenge you to pursue wisdom. Next, the statement of Beta. Beta is the initial letter of the Greek word bibosa, which signifies honor. Honor is a personal quality of the highest value. Honorable persons are held in esteem, considered to be trustworthy and admired by others because they live a life that is worthy of such recognition. Honorable persons have chosen to live a life that is bounded by integrity and ethical decision-making, so that they may be free of the tyranny of dishonor. Honorable persons strive to do what is right, even in the face of opposition. Honorable persons respect others and are willing to provide leadership to the benefits of humankind. As a member of Sigma Beta Delta, I challenge you to accept honor as a constant companion throughout your life. Finally, statement of Delta. Delta is the initial letter of the Greek word dioko, which signifies the pursuit of meaningful aspirations. To aspire to worthy goals sets apart persons of accomplishment and those who merely mark time with their lives. Persons of wisdom and honor must aspire to a course of achievement To achieve their objectives, for goals without action are no more fulfilling than action without goals. To aspire towards the fulfillment to one's goals, to serve humankind, and more fulfilling than actions without goals. To aspire towards the fulfillment of one's goals, to serve humankind and develop personally and professionally will lead to a life of meaningful and satisfaction. As a member of Sigma Beta Delta, I challenge you to aspire to the goals that will chart you on the path of wisdom and honor throughout your life. You now have heard the principles which members of the Sigma Beta Delta support and strive to uphold: wisdom, honor, and aspirations. Do you accept these principles if it's your own? If so, say, I do. Please repeat after me a statement in which you formally accept the principles of Sigma, Beta, Delta. And I'll break it up into word segments. I pledge myself to maintain and uphold the principles of Sigma, Beta, Delta, International Honor Society in Business, Management, and Administration, I will pursue freedom, wisdom. I will accept honor. I will aspire to fulfill worthy goals. As a member of this chapter of Sigma Beta Delta, I will accept my responsibility to support and encourage its purposes. I will continually seek to represent well my chapter of St. Joseph's College and my nation throughout my life. In recognition of your academic achievement and your pledge to the principles of Sigma Beta Delta, we will now present you the insignias of the Society. This insignia provides a tangible symbol of the principles of wisdom, honor, and aspirations which you have accepted. You will receive those in a few moments. Okay. At this point, I would like to go ahead and call each business department professor, and they will individually recognize each student. Thank you very much. Our first presenter will be Dr. Gerlando, please.
Well, welcome to everybody. It's obviously a tremendous pleasure to be here. You could have gone anywhere. We're just grateful that you came to St. Joseph's College. Your talent is just beyond words. What I'm here to present to you is basically an overview of a couple of our students. First one is Roman Crosetti, and I'm sure I pronounced the last name correctly. I'm from Italian origin. That's where I come from. I was asked when I came up here, they said, please, okay, don't move because we're streaming. All right, don't move your hands. Don't move to the left. Don't move to the right. And make it short. Did anybody tell them I'm Italian? It's not possible. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna hold on to this, and I'm gonna try to stay so that everybody can get the streaming. Talking about joy. That's Roman Crosetti. I don't know if I should tell this. This is Grapevine. Roman Crosetti, and not sure of this, but I will share it with you. I heard that the science department has been tasked with a cloning possibility. So I want you to know that if there are like Roman Crosetti the second, Roman Crosetti the third next year, don't be shocked. The experiment worked. I can't say enough about Roman, of course. Roman Roman comes in 15 minutes early, and I'm going to try to make it short, I promise. It comes in 15 minutes early, and the thing of coming in to see him, he's the first when he's there before I am. You come in, and the first thing you see is the following: a smile. This is an investment course, it's a tough course. Some said this is the hardest exam I've ever taken. Oh, my. He's smiling. He's prepared, he's read, and he's ready to go. Now, anyone who asks him for help, he's there. Roman's great ability is, one, joy, and he has all the academic ones. I'm not going to go through those. Second, beyond joy, what he has is a desire to share what he understands and learns with anyone. And that's what he does in class. He shares. But he has the humility that whenever there is a big problem or something goes on and I'm asking people to think about a difficult situation, Roman sits back like an idle engine. Waits, looks around, sees if anybody wants to answer, and then finally I see the hand going up. He answers, and it's a bullseye as always. So I say, Roman, how you doing, etc. Is it tough? You're taking 5 courses, double major, by the way, finance and marketing. I said, how's it going? He says, well, you know, I'm lucky because I don't play sports. I can't tell you enough about Roman, as you can see. So obviously, congratulations, and please come up here to get your award. All right.
Tony, I thought we were going to do that at the end. Yeah.
Oh, you got the little, this is a beta test. The second person I want to talk to you about is Mike Wern. I would like to call him The Rock, but I'm not sure that he would be happy about that. But I'm going to say that if I had to think of somebody as The Rock, and I'm going to explain why, because The Rock, why The Rock? He's stealth. He comes into class, you don't notice it. There's a certain, he just comes in stealth, sits down to the right, and, no one knows that he's there. He used to be very shy, he's better now, but basically he's there. You can count on him being there, and then he has the baseball team, because he's a baseball player, obviously. The whole baseball team to his right. Everyone is given a task with everybody else. He's just quiet, idling there, and he's doing his brain. I think there's a calendar in his brain and a computer. Both of them are working, but it's silent. It's like having a silencer on there. And then at a certain point, I give out a problem and say, this is difficult. Everybody's there working on the problem. And then the question arrives. What has Michael got as an answer? That tells you everything. That's why I say he's The Rock. We all do, including myself, by the way. When I want to know if things are going well, I look over to Michael and I just get a feel, okay, he is, he gives me the temperature of what's going on. And so does everybody else. So if you want the answer, you try it first yourself and then make sure you check with Michael to see that that's the right answer. So anyway, Michael, as far as I'm concerned, you're The Rock for both myself and...
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much, Dr. Shalando. Next up will be Professor Murphy, and she'll be presenting an award also. Professor Murphy.
So it has been a total honor and a pleasure to have Will Levesque as my advisee the entire time that you've been at St. Joe's, right, Will? Shows up on time, ready to go, polite, anxious to get rolling for the next semester. He's committed to his academic success as well as to his varsity lacrosse team. He's focused, dedicated, and does a great job balancing both the demands of academics and athletics, performing excellently in both areas. Coach Cause shared this about Will. Will is a leader within our team. He sets an example on and off the field. He is a caring young man with a fun attitude, and that's a big reason why he has so many great relationships within the team. We are very proud of Will and his huge achievement. Congratulations, Will. Come on up.
Thank you very much, Will and Professor Murphy. Appreciate that. Next up will be our Business Department Chair, Professor Keneally.
Thank you, Rick. Well, I have 4 of our wonderful students to present to you. First of all, Madeline Zorden. Maddie is a business and sport management major. Maddie came to us as a 2-sport athlete, started her career as both a volleyball player on the women's volleyball team, as well as a skier on our wonderful ski team. And Maddie is originally from New Hartford, Connecticut, where Ski Sundown is, and I'm sure that was where she started her passion for skiing, but she has continued it to today, and so Maddie excels both on the ski slopes and in the classroom. So Maddie, if you'd come up. Next up, we have Dylan Dickey. Dylan's here, right? No, Dylan's not here today. Dylan likes to throw things. Dylan is a star athlete, as many of our scholar athletes are, who we're celebrating today. Dylan is in the throwing events and throws the discus and the javelin and possibly something else. But anyway, Dylan, I'd like to honor Dylan and congratulate him as well. Third up, we have Keegan Wilcox. Keegan lives close by in Casco. Keegan is also a member, or is also a person who is in the Business and Sport Management program. Keegan has had the honor of having not 1, but 2 internships with 2 of our professional sports teams here in the Portland area. First for the Maine Celtics, and most recently and currently this semester with the Mariners hockey team. So Keegan has made the most of his time here, and we'd like to honor him today and welcome him to the society. Next up, we have Ethan Shaw. Ethan is also from fairly close by, from Scarborough, Maine. Ethan is a track athlete, both in the fall in cross country as well as throughout, runs cross country as well as the middle distances for our track team. And again, like many, Ethan has accomplished a great deal through his time here. In our most recent advisory meeting, Ethan decided he wanted to add a minor, and so he was so far ahead of the game in his major, which is marketing, that he decided that he would add a business and sport man minor. And so we congratulate Ethan and welcome him to our society.
Thank you very much, Ethan. Thank you, Professor Keneally. Okay, next up is going to be one of our new first-year professors, but that's not to say he's new to the teaching world. He's been teaching for many years. Dr. Dan Leland has been welcomed into our program. Right now, Dan is teaching some of the economics and some of the marketing classes, but he has a plethora of knowledge in many different areas, so we're very fortunate to get Dan. Dan will make a presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I have the pleasure of introducing Nathan Sodick. He's a finance major, 3.73 GPA, consistently on the dean's list. Just a great student, as all these young people are. I had the pleasure of meeting Nate when I was an adjunct teacher here during the COVID times. And as an adjunct, you often get a mix of students. They don't kind of know where you are, what you're doing. They kind of test you a little bit because you're not hanging around all the time. But one of the things I can say about Nate is he commanded the classroom and exposed a whole bunch of respect for me, which is difficult as an adjunct. You're looking to connect with somebody, but you don't know anybody. So Nate was one of the first students who really grasped economics. He came prepared. He handled some of the difficult tasks of some of the subject matter we incorporated, was easy to help all the other students, and always was active in a leadership role. And speaking of the leadership role, Nate is also the vice president of the business club. So a pleasurable man. He's going to do very, very big things in the world, and I'm happy to be able to announce him here today. So congratulations, Nate.
Thank you very much, Professor Leland. We're coming down to our last two honorees here, and our first is Lennox Cummings. I've had the opportunity to work with Lennox for 3 years. Why 3 years? He's one of those interesting students that came to us already with 30 credit hours from past high school, AP exams, college courses, etc. So in essence, Lennox entered as a sophomore when he was a freshman. I remember the first class I had Lennox in was an advanced Excel class. And we didn't know if it would be too much for him, but not only did he progress very well, but we were finding the upperclassmen were coming to Lennox and asking for help and tips on how to do things. He has certainly progressed through that and all the other accounting classes very well. Today, again, he will be graduating in 3 years, and whatever is next on his agenda, he will succeed. He will be very, very significant. One thing I really admire about Lennox is his choice of vacations. Lennox has always been very good whenever we come back from summer, vacation, spring break, winter break, whatever. We always ask Lennox here, where's he been? I believe this most recent spring break, he came back from Cancun, if I'm not mistaken. And he always has interesting stories and a very interesting tan to show us all. He certainly knows how to do that, that's for sure. At this point, I would like Lennox to come up, if you would, please. Okay. And last but not least is Elizabeth Staplefeld. Elizabeth is another one of those interesting students who will be an accounting major and graduating in 3 years. I have the opportunity to go down to the gym probably 4 times a week, and I'm always running around the track. And there seems to be a banner hanging from the track that says 1,000-point scorers. And all of a sudden I noticed once that Cassandra Staplefeld's name was on there. So of course I had to ask Elizabeth, is there any relationship there? And she said, yeah, that's my sister. Then last year in a couple classes I had Max. And of course Max is her brother. By the way, Max was induced into our society, I believe it was last year. So she's certainly upholding the family tradition. There's no doubt about that. Elizabeth is a very good student, a very serious student. One thing I notice about Elizabeth is I don't believe that 8 a.m. is her most favorite time of the day. I could be wrong. She is excellent at being able to come into class exactly 15 seconds before 8 o'clock, having all her work ready and ready to attack whatever we're working on that day. And I always like to go ahead and kid her about that anyway, son. All I hope for is Elizabeth does reach that 1,000-point plateau so she can have her name up on that banner along with her sister. And at that point, I just wish her good luck. I'm sure with her academic and athletic backgrounds, she'll be the next Caitlin Clark. There's no doubt about that. Come on up, Elizabeth. Okay, thank you. Next part of our ceremony is going to be the pin, and we've already handed the certificates, but the pinning process. So what we'll do is we'll have each one of our candidates come up. They can just form a line, and we have here for each one of them a beautiful Sigma Beta Delta pin. We also have a cord that they can certainly wear at graduation if they would like. And last but not least, the in small demand Sigma Beta Delta organ donor saves lives license plate. So 3 things you would certainly always want. So if we can go ahead and have the candidates start here, and then we can just form a line and start.
We definitely have the best swag with those license plate holders. Everybody's saying, oh, I wish I was a business major.
Yeah, I got it. What's that? Yeah. How are you? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, and again, congratulations. At this point, we're going to ask Professor Keneally to give us 5 minutes of closing remarks. Please, after Professor Keneally gives us closing remarks, we do have some, I don't want to call them hors d'oeuvres, but some sort of like pastry type items. If I'm not mistaken, they're on the top. And that's certainly for your pleasure. But at this point, let's go with Professor Keneally. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this will be the fastest 5 minutes of your lives. Thank you all. Thank you most especially to the honorees, but thank you also to the families, the parents, the loved ones, the friends who are here to honor their colleagues, their friends, and wonderful job. We honor you, we respect you, we appreciate you, and you, as I said earlier, are the most resilient class that there could ever be. So I thank you very much. Enjoy our hors d'oeuvres, and
Thank you. There are cupcakes up at the top. Please take them with you when you go. They are homemade from what Sheila said, so there's lots of love in there. Thank you for all of your attendance and your time today. We really appreciate it. Congratulations to our students.